Max Meyer from AerialSphere is now going to talk about enhancing 3D geospatial with real-world context, integrating 360-degree panoramas in CesiumJS. Sir, give him a hand.
Hi, everybody. My name is Max Meyer. I'm a technical sales engineer at AerialSphere. Today, I'm going to be talking about integrating 360 panoramas in CesiumJS. But first, I have to tell you a little bit about what I do on the daily. I work with a product called XP360, which is a geo-enabled, developer-ready 360 viewer and API. And we'll see. This is interesting because it's fully geo-rectified and geo-enabled, which means that every pixel in these photos are tied to a latitude and longitude. And this allows you to treat these photos as if they were a map, placing things such as markers or polygons anywhere in the photo, and jumping between photos retains that information. So this is important due to something that I call the visualization gap. We all know Cesium is amazing, otherwise we wouldn't be here, but there's a couple of pitfalls when it comes to the kinds of imagery you're seeing, and sometimes this is pretty subtle, whether it's just some color and contrast differences, or looking towards the horizon, you start to see that even though the terrain and the topography is great through Cesium, the colors aren't quite what you would expect to see with your real eyes. Looking at these two comparisons, you can really see the difference in the photo when you're looking at the blue skies, the snow-capped peaks, green fields, stuff like that. As you get closer to the ground, this becomes even more apparent. And there's no video there. There we go, perfect. So this was taken with a drone, and you can really start to see the differences between the kind of flat terrain on the left in the Cesium picture and the true photo on the right. Now, you could bring in 3D models, photorealistic models, and bring that into Cesium. This makes it very quick and easy to compare these two and take a picture and have the same information, but in a more real-eye type of sense. So bringing this over to a case study, I worked with a group out of New Zealand called Blackmaps Geospatial, and so far, none of my video has been playing, so we'll have to see if this one gets going or not. But with this project, they are attaching 360 cameras to the wing struts of planes and flying over areas in New Zealand, which both take flying over universities as well as airports for construction and plane development purposes. And unfortunately, can't see it right now, but in the Cesium environment, it's very easy to do things such as drawing flight lines and capture points and placing them where they were really taken in the real world. And then you can see the green dot there. That's one of the capture points. As you drop into that, it instantly pulls over the 360 imagery and allows you to move as if you were in that 360 photo and jump back and forth seamlessly between the Cesium environment and the 360 photo environment. And drawing polygons, placing markers, any type of information that you're placing in these environments is shared between the two. So you draw some flight lines or highlight a building that you want to see, jump into the 360 photo, it's present in one just as it is in the other. Now, kind of wrapping this up with some key advantages of this, the shared data is extremely important. Using only a single data source reduces the amount of errors that you're going to run into, as well as both the time taking to set up and the development time working on your projects. In addition, both CesiumJS and XP360 are built for the web. They're both flexible JavaScript APIs, and they're easy to integrate thanks to the in-depth documentation. And last, but probably the most important, is control over your imagery. You don't always get to choose when satellite imagery is updated. A lot of it is reliant on weather patterns and times of day. But with this, you can choose when, where, and what types of imagery you're taking, whether you're taking that in-house, using a drone provider, or a third-party aerial service provider. You can get the exact kind of photo you want at the time of day you want. So get those amazing sunset photos as opposed to the kind of flat satellite view. And lastly, 360 cameras are everywhere nowadays, so you might as well take advantage of them and get those extra angles that you don't get with normal photos. Before I finish up, I want to leave you all with one question. How do you think 360 visualization could enhance your next project? I'm thinking about this all the time, and I'd love to hear your insights, opinions, thoughts on this. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or find me after the talks today, and I'd love to connect and talk more. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.